Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel. So today's video, we're going to talk about China's pandemic approach being flat out wrong, just like extremely wrong. And not that it was wrong. A lot of people seem to think that this approach, the way they were handling the virus and future viruses, has nothing to do with controlling the pandemic or the virus. It has everything to do with controlling the people. They used, guys, and it's more clear today that they used this event to implement their control, because it all comes down to control. Now, if you look up articles on how China handled the pandemic, you're going to start noticing, if you read them all, or most of them anyway, you're going to notice it's about control. A lot of people seem to think that they were trying to control that event. They weren't trying to control the event. They were trying to control the people. And that, guys, is why it's more likely that this was about a control of people and a test run. Because if you can hide behind an event and say that this event is killing millions of people and we have to do something about it, this is what we're going to do, and then they roll out a control plan to control the pandemic when it was actually controlling people. Now, I told you guys about the health app, the Chinese health app. I'm going to do a separate video on that, on the health app. But the health app was about control. The social credit scoring system, which rolled out right before the event happened, was about control. And this is all about control. This has nothing to do with a disease or virus. Absolutely not. Now, clearly, guys, the Chinese people are pushing back in their own ways because they have their own problems going on right now. They have a financial situation that's probably going to collapse the country. And people in China are tired. So they have something right now called a mortgage protest. You can read about it online. I talked about it in a couple of my live streams. So with that, guys, this control was, or this test run was all about control. So I suspect or think something else is going to be released that's going to be a little more harsh, that's going to get more people on board, because it's going to probably actually effectively kill more people. And that's how you're going to get control. Because again, guys, with control, how do you get control? You get control now through fear. We saw this after 9/11. They were beating the fear drum, and they got more control over us in the way we react to one another, in the way we went to the airports, the way we did certain things. Everything was about national security, and it wound up being more about control. We need more surveillance cameras out there. That's more control, to spy on the public, right? Again, guys, China did something a little more extreme, especially with their controlling the event, when they were locking people in the building, when they were cordoning off certain buildings with barriers. They went well above and beyond. They even have these portable or quick build quarantine sites that they built in days, if not, and then took them down in hours, right? So again, that was all about control. And people were just falling for it, thinking, look at China, they're trying their hardest. I'm like, if you think they were doing that to control a virus, you're out of your mind. So anyway, guys, clearly everything that's been done and everything that is going on is about, again, them seeing how far they can go. And they saw how far they can go, and they saw, at least China saw how far they can go with force. They absolutely forced a lot of things, and people did nothing about it. And they found out, when you look at it again, that when you break people apart from each other, especially buildings of people, and you have an army of people go in, matching the numbers, if not a little more than the people in the building, not that they matched the numbers, but they definitely had an army of people go into buildings and pull people out against their will who tested positive for that event. So, guys, will we see something like that here? Here's the problem. Or rather, it's not a problem, at least not for us, but for the politicians. The issue is, could you run something like that and we would fall for it again? No, we absolutely wouldn't. Could you introduce something else a little more harsh, a little more realistic, that's actually going to kill way more people, and then we would buy into it? Some of us would. Some of us would change our stance. I'm not believing anything the government says. And then you have somebody in your family bleeding out of their ass, and you're like, I don't know, man, this is kind of real. So something more harsh needs to happen, or like I said before, cataclysmic needs to happen for us to buy into that. But even then, you're going to have a pocket of us who are going to be like, fuck that, I will take my chances. And I think that's what we need to remember, guys. It doesn't matter what event they pop, what event comes down the pipe. We have to know that whatever it is could actually be something they're trying to control us with. Now, yes, there's one part of me that seems to think that there is an event hiding out there in the forest or the jungle or something that could pop up and absolutely kill a large part of the human race. Absolutely. There is that. We have to be responsible and know that there is a disease laying in the fucking jungle or the woods ready to pop up and wipe out half the planet. But when they start coming out with controlled countermeasures, that's an issue. And that's where you have to see through that bullshit. Again, guys, the whole thing we went through with the event, the 19 event, it was all about control. Let's see how many people put a mask in their face. Let's see how many people go get inoculated. And again, it was just looking at the numbers. They're going, all right, we had a large percentage of Americans who wore a mask because we told them to. We had a large percentage of Americans who took the shot because we told them to. So if we can now do this thing called psychological inoculation, I spoke about that on my Angry Truth live stream. I'm going to do a separate video on that as well. Guys, psychological inoculation is part of the game because they want to combat misinformation with psychologically inoculating your brain through propaganda. It's something real. Look it up. You can Google it yourself. Anyway, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel, and I will see you in the next video.